Okay, good evening. I call this meeting of the West Hollywood Rent Stabilization Commission to order. Could you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Moving on to item 3, our roll call. Secretary Barrino, may we have the roll call?
Commissioner Kerpes?
Here.
Commissioner Bergstein?
Here.
Commissioner O'Keefe? Here. Commissioner Maggio?
Present.
Commissioner Topchian?
Here.
Chair Charity?
Here. Thank you. Moving on from item 3 to item 4, approval of the agenda. Commissioners, having reviewed tonight's agenda, do you have any amendments or a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I actually had a question for staff briefly. We didn't have the vice chair agendized on tonight's agenda. Do we need to have that notice put out to the public before adding that to the agenda, or no?
Is this the election of the vice chair?
Yes.
Yes, we would have to have that on the agenda, so we can do that for the next meeting.
For the next meeting. Thank you very much. So we'll go back to your motion, Commissioner Kerpes.
Motion to approve tonight's agenda as is.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Moving on from item 4 to item 5, approval of the minutes of our prior meeting, December 13th, 2018. Commissioners, having reviewed those minutes, do you have any amendments to them or a motion to approve?
I do have an amendment. On the first page, under Commissioner Bergstein's second paragraph from the bottom, he asked for an upcoming legislative update. Housing Manager Peter Nunes suggested Hernan Molina could provide an update once upcoming legislative session has concluded. I think that just meant provided an update, period, right? So that last line of that paragraph would just say provided an update, or provide an update.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to ask Mr. Noonan if that's correct, since it was your statement that we're amending. You had said that Hernan Molina could provide an update once the upcoming legislative session has concluded. Is that correct, that it should not include once the upcoming legislative session has concluded?
Yeah, I was, sorry, I gave a little eye nod to Commissioner Kerpes, so I was fine with that. Thank you. Thanks for checking, I appreciate it.
Thank you. If we have no further amendments, do we have a motion to approve as amended?
As amended, motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The minutes are approved. Moving on from item 5 to item 6, public comment. We do have one public comment this evening. Miss Amanda Laughlin, if you'd like to come forward. You'll have 3 uninterrupted minutes to speak, and please state your name and city of residence before starting.
Hi, my name is Amanda Laughlin. I live here in the city of West Hollywood, and I am actually on the Public Safety Commission, and I am the liaison to rent stabilization. So I wanted to start out the new year by coming and introducing myself and saying hi. And I'll leave some cards if anyone needs them. And if there's anything that we can do together or that you need from me, let me know. And on a personal note, as someone who lives in the city in a rent stabilized unit, I appreciate everything that you guys do. And I think that, all boards and commissions are important, but I think that public safety and rent stabilization are paramount because they directly affect quality of life here in West Hollywood. So thanks. Hi. Yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. With no further public comment, we're moving on from item 6 to item 7, the Director's Manager's Report, and we'll have that this evening from Mr. Peter Noonan.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'd like to just review our upcoming calendar. So we are in the new year, 2019. It's the first meeting, January 10th. Our next meeting is January 24th, and the meeting following is February 14th. We do not have appeals scheduled for either of those meetings. I would be interested to hearing if we will have quorums for both of those meetings. If so, we will go ahead and look at the priorities that the Commission set earlier in 2018, and we'll go ahead and see what we can schedule for those meetings. This concludes my report.
Commissioner O'Keefe.
I wanted to let the commission know that unfortunately I won't be able to attend on the next meeting on the 24th, which also might affect quorum.
I just have a follow-up comment about the election of vice chair. When I brought it up at the last meeting, my suggestion was that we hold off on elections until after Councilmember Heilman has announced his appointment, been sworn in. I think it's taking place this month, but I would ask perhaps if it has not yet been sworn in by our next meeting, that we shift that election to the following meeting.
My only concern with that is, can we not hold a meeting if our chair is not present and we don't have a vice chair?
That's an interesting thought. And I don't think a new member's not going to be the vice chair or chair immediately, although they're entitled to have a vote. I know that. But they wouldn't really know anyone on the commission. And I think the vice chair should be here, a choice here.
Yeah, I think I would prefer to vote sooner, just in case our chair is sick or something, so that we have a backup.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, thank you, commissioners. Do you have any questions for staff about our upcoming agenda, or should I move on to commissioner comments?
I do have two questions. One is, do we, by any chance, do we have an update? I don't know if there was any communication with the planning department on the zone text amendment dealing with the dwelling units of 1 year, if they were willing to come and do a presentation in front of us before it goes to council.
Right, I'm working on that, so I'll look into that and have some more information for you.
Okay, and then my other question was a new item. That I just recently learned of this, and I don't have much information, but I'm not sure if you're aware that the city of Berkeley, as I understand it from their website, received a hazard mitigation grant from FEMA. I think it's from FEMA in coordination also with the California Office of Emergency Planning or Emergency Services. But it is, in regards to retrofitting, they basically, they have a program where a property owner can request up to 40%. It's limited to $25,000 to $40,000, or up to 40% of their total cost. Basically, they share the cost with them for the retrofit. And I'm wondering if maybe our city could look at applying for the grant, if it even still exists, that grant.
We're already well ahead of you.
Okay,
Yeah, there was a new cycle, and we've already applied for that cycle, and we're in round 2.
great. Thank you.
Commissioners, any further question or comment for staff?
I know Mr. Noonan asked about if there would be a quorum for the next 2 meetings. Do we need to just kind of go down the line and say who's available for the meetings and who would not be available?
Yes, it's time to me. So we know Commissioner O'Keefe will not be available for January 24th. Any other commissioners not available for January 24th? So we'll all be here. And then how about February 14th? Everybody's going to be present? Sure. Okay. So we're able to have a meeting.
If I may. It sounds like there's a difference of opinion on the commission about whether we should have the vote for the vice chair at the next meeting or after someone's sworn in. So I'm wondering if we should have a motion and a vote on when to agendize it.
Yeah, I mean, to Commissioner O'Keefe, I actually, I think the vice chair is sitting here tonight, so I think that I'm more in favor of having a vice chair agendized on the next meeting, so that would make 4 of us already. If we need to do it formally, we can. No, we don't need to do it formally. Okay, so just letting you know, yeah.
We always have the opportunity to, that evening, to change the agenda, to postpone it, if we felt strongly about it.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So I think we can move on from item 7 to item 8, commission comments at this time. Commissioners, do you have any comments this evening?
Nothing.
Nothing? Very good. So now we're moving on from item 8 to item 9, our first appeal this evening. This is Appeal D-4324 at the address 990 Palm Avenue, Unit Number 19. This appeal was filed by Cheryl Root. Cheryl, are you present this evening? The tenant, Cheryl Root? No? Okay, this appeal would be opposed by the property owner, NNC Palm Avenue, LLC. Is a representative here for NNC? Thank you very much. So at this time, we'll have our staff report from Counsel Allison Regan.
Thank you. NNC Palm Avenue LLC, the property owners, submitted a compliance determination request to restore the rent on the following issues, which were the interior paint and the replacement of the kitchen linoleum. The tenant objected to the restoration of the rent on both of these issues. With respect to the interior paint, the tenant claimed that when the kitchen cupboards were painted, the underlying issues with those cabinets should also have been addressed. With the respect to the linoleum, the tenant objected that the installers didn't sufficiently address what was underneath the existing linoleum. The hearing examiner restored the rent on both issues and found that the landlord had in fact complied with the order to paint the interior and specifically inside the kitchen cabinets, and had also replaced the linoleum per her order. Staff recommends that the commission affirm this decision to restore the rent. The record shows that the landlord complied with the order to paint, including painting the inside of the kitchen cabinets, and the record also shows that the landlord complied with the order to replace the linoleum, as well as the requirement to install the linoleum in a manner comparable to the way that the previous linoleum had been installed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Regan. Commissioners, do you have any questions for our legal counsel this evening? No? Very well. So we'll move on to oral argument. Because we don't have our tenant here this evening, I believe that the property owner would be still entitled to their 5 minutes of uninterrupted rebuttal. So will the representative from NNC Palm Avenue please come forward? You're able to have 5 uninterrupted minutes to speak to us about your rebuttal to this appeal. Before speaking, please state your name and city of residence into the microphone, and please try to talk directly into the mic so we can hear you.
My name is Reagan Edwards. My city of residence is Long Beach, California. As far as the linoleum goes, it was not originally installed on bare floor, and we were directed to install it on bare floor if it had previously been so, and because it wasn't, we lifted the floor and saw that there were multiple levels, and so per the request, we installed it on top of the floor. In regards to the painting, I will agree that there were issues behind the cabinets, but all has been since fixed, and we have completely painted everything. I don't really have a lot to say outside of that.
Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I was curious why you would put a new linoleum over existing tile. Tile is, already usually sturdy and exact and...
So I will admit that I don't have a whole lot of maintenance knowledge, but from what I was directed, it was because what was underneath, if disturbed, would cause issues. And so the flooring vendor advised that we install it as it was installed. And because that they're the professionals, that's who we listen to.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comment, commissioners? Farrell, thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll move on to deliberation on this appeal, if any commissioners would like to start.
Well, Chair, I can begin. So I reviewed the evidence and everything that is included in the packet, and I don't really find anything that would object the original findings, and I don't believe that the examiner erred in her or his determination. So I believe that the owner complied fully with what the owner was ordered to do in this case, and I'm prepared to support staff's recommendation.
I agree. We have to defer to a large extent to the hearing examiner, and there was substantial evidence that the decision was correct, so I would agree with the hearing examiner's determination.
I would also be inclined to vote to affirm the hearing examiner's decision. The one point I would have made to the tenant, they were here, but I'll just make to the public at large, is the tenant raised some issues about possibly some lead-based paint and concern about asbestos under the flooring. I just wanted the public to know that lead paint abatement is not a City of West Hollywood rent stabilization issue or a City of West Hollywood code compliance issue. If any tenant has a question about asbestos or lead, that would be a County of Los Angeles Health Department issue.
Thanks very much, Commissioner Bergstein. I also would be in agreement. Commissioner Kerpes, do you have further comment?
No, I'll move the resolution of the Rent Stabilization Commission of West Hollywood affirming the hearing examiner's decision in D4324 CD at 990 Palm Avenue, Unit 19.
I just wanted to mention before we did a motion that 645, which is the regulation that guides this hearing, it's interesting that the proceedings for this restoration of the maximum allowable rent is like 4 paragraphs. That process is so unbelievable if you look at the length of the process and what you have to do in order to get that restoration. I just thought that was an interesting point to bring to everyone's attention. But I do agree with the hearing examiner's findings. I think there's nothing else we can do. I think the owner has complied, and I agree.
Thank you, Commissioner Maggio. We do have a motion on the table.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Commissioner O'Keefe. Secretary Brino, can we have a call of the vote for that motion?
Commissioner Kerpes,
Aye.
Commissioner Bergstein,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Keefe,
Aye.
Commissioner Maggio,
Yes.
Commissioner Topshian,
Aye.
Chair Charity.
Aye. Thank you very much. The decision stands. If you have any questions for staff, feel free to ask them and be helped. Moving on from tonight's appeal, item 9 to item 10, new business, the 2019 RSO Building Blocks Educational Seminars. I believe we'll have a report from staff on that new business.
Thank you. Yes, just a very brief report. We had provided this to the commission at your last agenda packet. However, it was not on the agenda. And so if commissioners had questions or comments, we thought it more appropriate to bring it back, put it on the agenda, and then provide you with the report. Some of the highlights now, the RSO building blocks are our educational program. We provide this to tenants and to landlords. We, since 2017, we've been doing this in two, a 101 and a 102. Prior to 2017, we were focused on specific topics in the code, and we weren't focusing specifically on information for landlords and tenants. It was just more broad. For instance, we would have evictions, if you would, and that would be the topic. So now that we're doing these sessions, a 101 and a 102, we've also narrowed the times that we offer them, because we realized when we were offering classes in the summer, we weren't getting a lot of attendance. People are out on vacation. Or if we were offering them through the holidays, people were not focused on the RSO. So we've now focused them into the fall and into the winter. And what happened was we saw a real increase in 2017. We had 117 people attend. In 2018, we saw 170 attendance. So we've had an increase again. And so I think that this was a popular format change. We now are in our third year of this same approach. We provided the flyers to you. We've provided those. They're out at the community center, library, city hall, and we have a note of this going out in the newsletter, which is going out a little late this year. It's going out next week. Usually we try to get the rent stabilization newsletter out right after the first of the year. And the sessions will start in February with the tenant basics on February 5th and the landlord basics on February 19th. So that's essentially my report.
So West Hollywood rent stabilized tenants, look out for this in the mail. It's coming in the newsletter.
That's right.
Great,
and
thank you.
February 5th at Plummer Park.
Great, thank you.
So we've decided to do them all at Plummer Park and none here, is that correct?
That's right. We always do the building block seminars only at Plummer Park in rooms 5 and 6. We like to have a standard site, and we even do a standard day and time. So they're always on Tuesdays, always at 7 o'clock, always at Plummer Park.
And I think it would be nice to mention that this flyer is also in Russian and in Spanish.
And would be the translation provided at the seminars?
Yes, we have translators available at the beginning of the seminars, and if we have people that need translation, the translators will stay. If there is no one who has the need for translation, the translators will go home.
Okay.
That's excellent. Thank you.
In the past, we have placed ads in the Apartment Owners Association magazine to get the word out better to landlords. Would that be possible to start doing that once again?
Yeah, we could either place ads, or we'll certainly talk to the Landlords Association and see how best we can get the information out. And we'll also talk to the chamber. Thank you.
Is it a question about it looks like some of the sessions seem to have a very low turnout in terms of survey responses. Is there a way maybe that we could think of ways to whether it's a raffle or something for those who complete their survey, they get entered into or something, just to,
Add a fun component, something.
I think a lot of
some
people
kind
just
a-
walk out the
yeah.
door and forget, or,
Yeah, you bet. We can try something.
free rent, yeah.
Commissioners, any further comment or question on this agenda item? Okay, very good. Moving on from item 10 to item 11, public comment. I don't believe we have any further public comment this evening. So we're moving on from item 11 to item 12, commission comments.
I just wanted to thank the Commissioner from Public Safety who was present tonight. Hi. And your commission has always sent us liaisons, and they've been very involved, and I appreciate that very much.
I just wanted to mention that at the end of the month, and I don't have it right here in front of me, the city calendar, but there seems to be two competing events on the same night. I want to say it's like the January 27th or 28th. It's very end of the month. There's a housing meeting upstairs and a city, I want to say there's a housing meeting upstairs and a candidates forum happening all at the same time. And it seems like there'd be a lot of cross interest in that. I know that I will be giving up the housing meeting it's something I care very much about, to come to the candidates meeting to hear about their housing views. But I thought that might be something that maybe we might be able to fix. I don't know, but just throwing it out there.
Any further commission comments? I just want to say it's the first time seeing you all in the new year. I hope you all had a great holiday and a good new year, and I look forward to serving this year with you. Good to see you. We'll be moving on from commission comments, item 12, to staff comments, item 13. Any staff comments? Nope. Well, that concludes our meeting. Short and quick tonight. Thank you for coming. Our next meeting on the agenda will be January 24th. This meeting is adjourned.